Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a quick look at and installing the Raxium Coyote taillights with the sequential taillight harness available for the 05 to 09 Mustang. Very simply put, you should be checking these out if you're looking to replace your factory taillights with an OEM style reminiscent of the 2010 to 2012 era. Now, you know that this particular vehicle here, this 05 to 09, is in that S197 family, as is the 10 to 12. The 10 to 12 did get a slight redesign. If you're a fan of that styling from the 10 to 12 more so than the 05 to 09, this is going to be a perfect upgrade for you. Now, the big difference from those two generations or those two redesigns is that it takes the factory reverse light that was in the inner corner, relocates it to a dual reverse light here. One of them is just a fake chrome light, while the other one is actually going to be the reverse light. It gives you that dual look design while still maintaining the classic tri-bar from this generation. It's a very slight difference between this and the factory 05 to 09, but it is there for the guys who like it that way. I'm going to also recommend this for people who maybe have damaged factory taillights and are in need of a replacement, but maybe just want to stray a little bit away from the factory look and just get a slight upgrade with something a little bit more modern from that 10 to 12. Now, this one here is going to reuse all of the factory bulbs. So if you're looking for a lighting replacement that's an upgrade, you may want to pick up upgraded bulbs separately, but this one is just going to reuse your factory bulbs from the taillights and the reverse lights. Now, it's going to swap over to not a factory harness, but a sequential harness. Now, that's one of the bigger differences between this and the factory light. The sequential harness is going to do exactly that. It's going to help sequence the lights in order from the inside to the outside. That'll work with your brake lights, so when you hit the brakes, they'll flash and hold, and it'll work with your turn signals and hazard lights, of course. So when it blinks in sequence, it goes from the inside out, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, turn signals, hazards, and brake lights. Now, some of them have built-in sequences if you're going with a full taillight replacement that includes all the lighting. This one's gonna be a little bit more budget-friendly and include the harness separately, and you can plug them in together all in one kit. Now, that is a big key here. It is plug and play. There's no splicing, there's no wiring. It's gonna be an easy job for anybody to tackle. This kit's gonna come in right around 300 bucks for the pair. It comes with the sequential harness, and the install, I'm giving 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. You can tackle it in about 30 minutes to an hour from start to finish, and I'll walk you through the entire process. What do you say we get started? All right, the only tool needed for this install is a ratchet and an 11mm deep socket. First step here, pop the trunk, of course. We're gonna start on our driver's side to remove our factory taillight. Top left here, you'll see a little wing nut clip that's plastic, it's threaded on. So really what you're gonna do is just unthread it by hand and then pull it straight out. And then from there, you can peel this back. Now, you can remove this entire black trim panel. I don't find it completely necessary simply because you can get to this bolt here and you can get to the wiring harness straight down just by putting your hands here. You just wanna make sure you're not breaking this. Don't put too much pressure on it to flex. So what we're gonna do now is grab a 10mm socket to get this bolt off and disconnect our harness. All right, so we're gonna grab our 11mm deep socket and get this nut off. Really, once you break it loose, you should be able to get it off by hand. Now, while we have this guy peeled back, I'm gonna reach my hand straight down and just pinch and disconnect the harness. All right, now straight down here, you'll find this wiring harness that leads to this clip. Basically, what you're gonna do is push in on the top and pull straight back. All right, so at this point, what we're gonna do is take the carpeting on the side and just peel that guy back to expose the top 11mm bolt or nut, and then the same thing right underneath it. Grab your socket and get those guys off. Next up, we're gonna remove our taillights. So straight from the back, I like to pull right back on this black trim piece. You're just gonna kind of wiggle it back and forth until it dislodges. You can also push from the inside on one of the studs to help you out. And from here, we're not gonna disconnect our harness. We're just gonna pull the whole thing straight out and set it aside because we don't need this anymore. So we got our factory taillight off the passenger side of our 06 GT behind me, and it's on the table here next to our Raxium Coyote swap taillight. And I want to take you guys through some similarities and differences here. And I got to say right off the bat, guys, the majority of these taillights are pretty similar. The big difference here is this is going to mimic that of the Coyote styling from the 10 to 12 era of the Mustang. Obviously a little bit newer than our 05 to 09 gen that we have here on the table and behind me. Now, if you're not looking to stray too far from the factory look, this is going to do that trick. Now, the big difference is going to be relocating the reverse light from the inner corner. They're having 2 individual reverse light sections more toward the middle. That's going to be, again, for the 10 to 12 generation. Now, like I said, these are almost identical in the OEM finish. Now, it's got the red reflective interior, the red exterior lens. Unlike some of the more smoked options in the aftermarket world, it is extremely similar. It follows that same Mustang lineage. So all in all, similar design, just relocating that reverse light, and we're gonna add that sequence to it. Now, another big upgrade, of course, is going to be the sequential harness. Now, with this generation and older generations, you need this additional sequential harness here that'll plug right into the factory harness in the vehicle to operate these lights in sequence. So it's going to blink from the inside out, 1, 2, 3. To do that, we do have to transfer over our factory bulbs, so we'll make sure that all 3 of them go into their proper housing here, then we'll plug them into the back of our new taillight. Next step, on the back of our factory taillight that we have on the table here, we're just gonna remove this harness. In order to do that, you're gonna take each one of the taillight bulbs and twist counterclockwise until it's loose and pull that out. Do the same thing for all 3. And then down in the corner for the reverse light, do the same thing, twist and pull that out. Now the entire factory harness is free. We're gonna set this side by side with the new one and start swapping the bulbs. Now the first thing I want you to take note of on our new harness up here are the numbers on the back of each of the bulb sockets. We have 1, 2, and 3. That's going to identify how the sequence will work. This is going to blink first, this will blink second, and this will blink third. So when you install the harness on your new taillight, you want to make sure the first one is on the innermost position, the second one is in the middle, and the third is on the outside of the vehicle. And I'll get to that in just a second and show you guys what that looks like. For now, we're going to switch over our bulbs. So grab each one of the corresponding taillights. You're going to pull out the factory bulb. When you have the bulb out, pop it into the new sequential harness. Do the same thing for all 3. All right, when you swap over the bulbs, you may have to just wiggle it back and forth while putting firm pressure on both sides to get it to snap in. Just like that. Now we can do the final one on number 3. Now we can take our reverse light, pop that out of the housing, and swap that over as well. Now we can install the new harness into our new taillights. We know looking at the back of the taillight that where the black plastic trim comes to a point is the inside near our trunk lid. This is going to be where the first turn signal will blink in the sequence, so 1, 2, 3. So when you install your harness, make sure you're looking at number 1 and putting it on the innermost slot closest to your trunk latch, just like that. So that's going to blink in the first sequence. 2 is going to go in the middle. 3 is going to go toward the outside of the vehicle. You can hold your taillight up to the vehicle if you need that reference. From there, you can take your reverse light, and that's going to go right here into the reverse light slot, twist and lock it into place. Now we can put this entire thing in the vehicle, slide our wire loom through the hole in the trunk, plug it up with this grommet, and plug it in. All right, now on our passenger side, we can feed in the new harness. Pull it from the inside so that your grommet seats properly. If you need to, you can set your taillight down and help push it through, just like that. Line up the studs and mount the taillight. Now we can tighten it down from the inside. Now on the inside, again, we have 3 studs holding this guy on, top, inside, and bottom. Grab those 11mm factory nuts and we can thread those guys on and tighten them down. Now we can plug in the harness. Plug that into the factory harness in the vehicle, you'll hear it click, and then you can repeat on the other side. Perfect. All right, and you're good to go. Well, that's gonna wrap up my review and install for the Raxium Coyote taillights with the sequential taillight harness available for the 05 to 09 Mustang. Get yours right here at AmericanMuscle.com.